Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be my May wrap-up, and I read 4 books in the month of May. So with that, I'll go ahead and get into it. The first book that I read in May is the 6th book in the Mercy Thompson series titled River Marked. If you're new to my channel, don't know what the Mercy Thompson series is, it is an urban fantasy series filled with supernatural creatures like vampires, fae, witches, werewolves, animal shifters, and it's just a really fun and exciting series, and I definitely recommend it to anyone who loves urban fantasy. I took a break from the series, but I'm really glad that I'm back into it. I really missed Mercy and the other characters. Mercy is half Native American, so we're introduced to other Native Americans in this book, and she's kind of introduced to her culture and kind of learning more about her background because she's unfamiliar with her Native American heritage. So it was just interesting to kind of see that unfold for her. We're also introduced to new powerful characters, which was very exciting. I always love getting introduced to new characters, especially if they're like really powerful and it's kind of someone that Mercy should be afraid of, but she isn't. That's just how she is. She's not intimidated that easily, and she's kind of rebellious, so that's always fun. The plot, again, just like in previous books, in my opinion, was very exciting. In this book, I was really scared for Mercy because I wasn't sure if she was going to make it out alive, and I wasn't sure if like my other characters that I liked was going to make it. So it was just very scary, and there was a scene in this book where it literally ripped my heart apart. Patricia Briggs does this to me in every book. There's always a specific scene in the book where she literally decides to take a knife and kind of stab my heart. And then my heart slowly mends itself later. And it's just very, very kind of traumatic when this happens every time I pick up a book in this series. I mention my husband a lot because I do talk about every book that I read to him, and he's finished this series. And I tell him what I'm going through when reading this, and he looks at me and he says, "Oh, just wait. It gets worse." And I'm staring at him thinking, how could it possibly get worse? Because Mercy, she goes through so much in this series, and she just can never catch a break. But anyways, really enjoyed this book. 5 out of 5 stars, and I am excited but also scared when it comes time to reading the next book. The next book that I read this month is Illuminate, the first book in the Illuminate Files series, and I actually buddy read this with my friend Amy from Blonde and Bookish. I'll leave her link down below so you can check out her channel if you haven't done so already. If by chance you don't know what this book is about, our 2 main characters are Katie and Ezra. They were dating, they broke up, their planet is all of a sudden attacked, and they have to escape to the rescue ships. They end up being separated on 2 different ships. A virus outbreak happens, and both Ezra and Katie have to work together to figure out what's going on and how to survive. So that's basically the gist of what's going on in this book. I thought it was really exciting. So initially, I was very hesitant to read this book due to the mixed media format. I tend to get confused easily, and I was worried that I was not going to be able to follow along. But thankfully, that wasn't the case. It wasn't hard to follow along. I really enjoyed reading the emails, the interviews, the chats, the video footage. So that was a really fun experience. I'm glad I got to do that with Amy because it was just really fun kind of going through that excitement, but also grieving together when we both read kind of the traumatic events that happened in this book. For me, I thought this book was a lot darker than I anticipated. And for some parts in this book, I feel it could pass for an adult book with how graphic some of the deaths were. Because in this situation, people die, and it was kind of graphic for me. But nonetheless, it was really enjoyable. I can't wait to read Gemina. I need to order that book soon because I want to find out what happens. So this book was 5 out of 5 stars for me. The last 2 books that I read in May was the Ancient Magus Bride Volumes 2 and 3. This is a manga series. If you don't know what the series is about, our main character is Chisei, our ancient mage is Elias, and he actually buys Chisei from a slave auction, tells her that she is going to be his apprentice and eventually his bride. This was, I think, very lighthearted, very fun read. In these next 2 volumes, I was able to kind of learn more about Chisei's background and her magical abilities and kind of the limits that she has. And also with Elias, he's still a bit of a mystery, but his background is kind of slowly unfolding, and I'm excited to learn more about him. There's also, again, new characters, friendships. I really love the world and learning about all the different magical creatures. And the relationship between Chisei and Elias, I'm not sure where their relationship is going. I definitely can tell that they care about each other, but I'm not sure if it's like leading down to that like romantic type of relationship where she does eventually become his bride, if that makes sense. I don't know. You know, I'm only 3 volumes in, but I do like the relationship that they have. They have that friendship. They have that kind of family type of bond. It's a really fun read. If you're looking for a light manga, I definitely recommend this, especially if you're into fantasy. I also gave both of these 5 out of 5 stars. Alright, so those are all the books that I read in the month of May. I would love to know what books you've read, or if you've read any of these books. And I also hope you all are having a fantastic day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye guys.